Pop out the chat, put this down here so we can see and do. Okay, well, first things first. Hey, Cran. I wanted everyone to see this is the shirt that I got from Neo Geo Styles. Look at this. That's the branding. Can you believe this? This like microscopic little little thing, and you get this little thing on the side that says Neo Geo, and the end, because it's white on sort of this like yellow, you can barely even see it. The other thing, let me sit up. Look at this. Whoops, wrong way. Look at this. This is me, regular me, and like I can float in this thing. Anyway, totally ridiculous, but whatever. Okay, so today we are going to be taking a look at, let me move this here so I don't see myself, and let me blow this up as big as I can. White. Okay. Yeah, that's their promotional shirt. Like, don't even get me started, seriously. Like, it's pathetic. Okay, let me do a few things here and I'll explain what the hell we're watching, what's going on. This is really cool. Honestly, this is really, really cool. Okay, so start. We're gonna put our heroes to the maximum difficulty. We're gonna put on baby mode. And here we go. You can walk if you push the lever. Is that crazy or what? I'll figure all of this out after. Then there's the power move. Ooh. Do. This is so classic. Okay, so we're going to explain a few things. I'm going to pause the game and I'm going to explain a few things. Okay, so just going to pause this so we don't run out of time. You cannot hear any game audio. You can now. So let me explain what this is. Thanks, Cran. You let it catch up and you'll hear, guarantee it. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I had it off. Hey, More Complete. You missed my whole thing talking about this ridiculously lame shirt from Neo Geo Styles. Like, good quality t-shirt, but totally pathetic in terms of branding. It's like ridiculous. Okay, let me explain what this is. So Ozzy Ayu, or Ozzy, I just call him Ozzy, and Johnny 16-Bit. These guys, they did Cyborg Force, they did Captain Barrel. Those are their two games that actually belong to them. So like they can release them on cart, they can go, you know, they can go crazy, but they also do a lot of these types of things where they'll see a gap in the library, and since they don't own the license, technically this is like a ROM hack / homebrew. So they don't release these on physical. There are means of getting them, but that has nothing to do with these guys type of thing. So what is this? As you guys may or may not know, on the Neo Geo, Double Dragon was basically a fighting game. And if you, what's this? It's understated look because the brand is a big portrayal scale. They could try better, damn it. Like, they could try better. This little pathetic little thing is ridiculous. So anyway, Double Dragon was originally released as a fighting game, and us Neo fans, we were all like, this is so stupid. Like, the Neo Geo could do amazing things. Good evening, Mac Daxter. And yet they gave us a fighting game, and it wasn't actually a bad fighting game. It was actually a pretty technical and competent fighting game, but nobody wanted that, right? Like, we all wanted a beat 'em up. Anyway, fast forward to like something like 2020, 2021, something like that. And there was a mobile game that was made with like all redone sprites, but like officially, like this was like the real deal. And the long and short of it is, they basically coded the whole game, taking the assets from that version and basically applying them on the Neo Geo. So like I said, this is an unofficial, it's not a ROM hack because they basically coded everything. They were influenced by, I think it was called Zebu or Zobo or something like that, which was a Brazilian console. And they were inspired by some of the stuff that was there. So they pulled the assets and they finally put this on the Neo Geo and gave us what we always wanted, which was a legitimate Double Dragon on the Neo. And that's so cool. Good evening from Germany. Good evening. I have this mental image of if I wore that, me getting mad at a guy for staring at my chest and he swears he's just trying to read my t-shirt. Yeah, seriously, right? Because like, look at this. It's pathetic. So anyway, so there we go, okay? And so here we are. All right, so let me just figure out, so punch. And this is gonna be jump, awesome. You know what we should do? Hold on a sec. Give me one sec. Let's go into controls and I'm just gonna map the analog stick because I could actually use the analog stick for this. Why the hell not, right? We could just say up, down, analog stick X, left, whoops, left, down, up, down, left, and right. Okay, let's see if that worked. Whoops. It did work, yeah. Just feel like using the analog stick today. Okay, so what's this? It's like the Sense to Be Wealthy guys. So, by the way, you didn't see, I put this on super baby mode so that we're not going to die like 150 times. Enemies aren't going to attack me until we get to like the next stage, just letting you guys know. I've already played this in the past. But this is awesome. Honestly, this is super cool. And I tell you, I am very tempted to pick up a part of this. Now, technically speaking, that would have to be like a bootleg type thing because the developer obviously was never able to release this in physical format or technically even make money off of this. So they have like on itch, you know, you can say like, oh, I will donate like $10, whatever. But I just wanted to show you guys because like I think this is super cool that, you know, someone did this. Someone took these assets. So if you're like, oh, I don't like the assets and they don't look good or whatever, these are official assets. So like, I don't know, I really thought this was something special. And I wanted to show you guys. And I think like we showed Cyborg Force, which was their original game that they did. And it's not to say like, oh, this is a better or worse game. It's just, you can really tell that a lot of people like are into this because if you go to their itch page, you can see like how many people donate money and stuff. And this one has a ton. I would have killed for something like this back in the day. All right, let's go. Let's just beat this guy. Don't worry, like I said, like they're gonna come after me relatively soon. Like by the next stage, they're already gonna start fighting back. This is really just meant to, there you go, just to ease you in. And I don't know, I always find this so amazing just so amazing that people put all this effort in. All right, so here we go. Now they're gonna start coming back after me. So classic, you know, classic stuff of like special moves and stuff where they hurt you. If you guys remember back in the day, that's how basically they used to work. And you can double tap to do a run move, which is super cool. The special you have to like pay attention to, like, because you can hurt yourself like that. That's like a stunner. So if you jump, press down and attack, you can stun enemies, which is really important later on. And you'll hear, oh yeah, by the way, on this stage, guys, you're gonna hear some anomalies. The developer knows about that, but it's only on emulation. If you actually were playing this on real cart, you wouldn't have that. You'll just notice that the sound will like go up and down a little bit. Nothing serious. And it was only in this stage last night when I was just doing a test run with the setup, just to make sure that everything was good. So you'll hear that. I got Double Dragon 1 the other week. Def, the best beat 'em up I played on the Neo. Did you get it digital or did you buy a bootleg? And I know I'm not supposed to use that word. I know it's like, it's forbidden. But that's literally what it is. It's a bootleg. See, like this. Okay, so I can stun him and then throw them, and you can do a bunch of other moves. It's actually pretty damn robust, being honest. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so you're gonna be a douchebag. But yeah, I'm really tempted. I'm really tempted to pick up a physical of this, even though knowing what I know. So if dudes block you, the easiest thing is just to do that. Is like just stun them. And then you're pretty much in business. Come on! There we go. Beat him. Beat him. What? Yeah, just address my... Was that? Hold up. Pausing for a sec because of the time. You just addressed my AES concern. Even this game, with all the modern coding cares, still doesn't work perfect with emulation. Just as some games don't work perfect with FPGA. Yeah, it's funny. If you play this, like if you put this on the Neo SD Pro and then put this on your actual AES, it actually works perfectly. So you hear? I don't know if you just heard that while I was just speaking. It went like super high, the volume. That's pretty much the only thing. Oh, here we go. This guy I gotta watch out for. I gotta be a little careful. Because he's gonna do that. Come on, big boy. Yeah, no matter what you do, you'll always, you know, you'll always have a little, nice. You'll always have some issues with emulation one way or another. I mean, some are damn near perfect though. That should be it. For the rest, I think that's it. I think that was the only stage that gave me issues. This would be so good. This is where I wish I could play with you guys. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, they're all bootlegs, right? Like, there's no shame in that. It is what it is. So even if, like, you can go to Japan Game Online, and you can pick, I see that you can pick up like a lot of their stuff on there, but they charge like $500. And remember, the dev doesn't get anything for that, eh? It's 100% bootleg. Because if they did, they would be in deep doo-doo by the license holders of this. How much was it on AliExpress, if you don't mind me asking? I just wish we could play together. This is where it would be awesome. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. This guy has an non-stop friggin' block that before I didn't realize that you could do that stun move, and it took me forever to beat him. There you go, that was easy. Oh, you wrote $60. Sorry, dude. I just realized, sorry. Yeah, that's really good. Honestly, that's really good. And I don't, since there is no official version of this, you did the right thing. Like, the only thing you gotta just be careful of with AliExpress and with Neo Geo stuff in general is you just gotta be careful with the PCBs. You have to understand the risks associated with that, because sometimes the power fluctuation can be a little off because they're using very cheap parts. That's the only thing. But this is awesome. I mean, like, I'm sorry. This is absolutely awesome. Have you tried Vengeance Hunters? Because that's another one that's awesome. What's this? I just finished playing Streets of Rage on Mega Drive 2 hours ago. Yeah, it's such a good, it's a classic, man. All right. Smacking. Look at this guy just standing there. That's hilarious. Ooh. Yeah, $60 is cheap. Really cheap. And 161 and 1v2. Yeah, just as long as you know, right? Like, that's what I always say. Like, as long as you're aware of the risks, do you, you know? Like, I know some people don't like that saying, but it's the truth. Come on. I am Canadian, I know, I'm sorry. It's hilarious. Let's go! Who the hell is that guy over there? Did you see that? Okay, so here, perfect example, okay? Alright. Oh, he doesn't even allow, okay. So this is the guy you have to do a special to him, and the only one I could get to work was that backhand one. That's the only move I could get. There you go. Come on. Alright. Jump is this. Oh! I got TMNT, Shredder's Revenge, and Gen. It's pretty awesome. Nice. This is so worth it. Like, honestly, I would buy this if they had an official, like, what do you call it? Like an official conversion. I would be all over this. Like, I'm dead serious. I would so be all over this. Oh, nice. Did you hear the Willem scream? That was awesome. Lucked out because that guy blocks as well. Love the Wilhelm scream or Wilhelm scream, whatever it said. That's right. Come on, come on. Now, the only games I got recently were Top Hunter, what am I saying? Neo Drift Out and Ganryu, like officially. He's gonna block me, isn't he? Alright, let's see. Can I jump and do that? Yeah! Nice. Get out of here. Come on. Since Canada is like the USA, it's awesome as hell. It's people who run it down. Yeah, of course. Absolutely, but it's like that everywhere, right? Like... He's gonna do his thing. There we go. God, you're still not dying. There we go. Nice. What's this? I saw this on Japan Game Online. How much was it in US dollars? Like on Japan Game Online, I'm pretty sure this is like hundreds of dollars, guys. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. That's why, like, if who are you? Rob? If Rob managed to get this for like 60 bucks, like that's a steal, man. But again, like I think it all depends on like where you're getting. Nice. All right, you want to be a douche? There, eat that. Oh, yeah. Hold up. Just want to be able to read. I was trying to buy Geo AES version, but Pixel Love is sold out. All they have is the Japanese version. Pixel Heart, I'm pretty sure is what you're trying to say, Darth Jedi. 500 Canadian pesos, so 36 bucks. Right, exactly. Right now, no joke, it's pretty much like that, guys. Like, it's brutal. Dollars killing me, man. Like, as a Neo fan, it's just friggin' brutal. And every indie developer in the universe has decided, you know what? Now is the time to release Kickstarters and everything else. It's like crazy expensive. And I just got word from the makers of this that they're going to be doing a pre-order for a physical version of Violent Vengeance. So it's like, oh my god, that's more money. So yeah. And by the way, I'm just playing like an idiot because I'm watching, you know, I'm looking at you guys, we're chatting and stuff like that. But let me tell you, you got a lot of moves in this. Like you can do headbutt moves, you can do running, jump kick things, you can do all kinds of crazy crap. I'm just playing stupidly. Well, not playing stupidly, but we're just chatting. So you see, like, oops, there you go. Ooh. This guy's got a stick of dynamite. We're never gonna make it. Alright, let's pause again, see what you guys are saying. I'm hoping for a new batch of Krautbuster. I hope we don't have to wait half a lifetime for it again. Dude, just be careful, man. Just be careful. I did a video on this I don't know, maybe a month ago or whatever. But they still haven't delivered Fast Striker, which was a reprint, like just another batch of the games in 8 years. That is no bueno. That's not gonna fly anymore. Like, I'm sorry, but like the Neo community, we're not gonna put up with that kind of garbage anymore. I love NG Dev Team. I don't have it beside me. But yeah, like, we're not gonna put up with that kind of crap anymore. Oh, by the way, here. Like, see, they just came in. I don't know if you guys can see, because I can't see. Actually, hold up. I love doing this kind of show and tell stuff. So you see, this is, what is this? This is Neo Drift Out, just came in, and also picked up Ganryu, also just came in from Pixel Heart, and I got a few others. I got a few others that are going to be on the way. I'm looking forward to that. They will restock it for sure. It may take time, but they will. They just restock their other sold out games. Yeah, like, just be careful. That's all I gotta say with NG Dev Team. Just be careful. Yeah. Everyone's trying to basically get in on the physical bandwagon right now, because everyone is like, you know, well, like, bad press is good PR. Whoa. Is that the boss already? I don't know. It seems really... You were talking about Pixel Heart? What just happened? Oh no! I didn't hit continue! Oh, you gotta be friggin' kidding me, guys. I was looking down at you. Okay, well, we have time. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. I was just tapping A. I wasn't looking. Yeah, Pixel Heart, you're all good. Yeah, Pixel Heart, they're just so you guys know, here, I'll show you. Let me grab one. I'll show you guys. Where's my here, let's pause that for 2 seconds. Just gonna show you if we take this out. I'll do a typical unboxing of this in the not too distant future. So, whoops. Neo Drift Out. What? You guys are never gonna be able to see this. There's no way you're gonna be able to see that. I don't know if you can make it out, but basically what it says is 102 of 300 copies. And basically that's what they've been doing. They've been basically doing like batches of, I would say, like 50 to 100. And that's why, because I know there was a, not controversy, but some people were sort of like, how did all your games sell out in like a second? Like, what the hell? But it actually makes a lot of sense when you factor in that Pixel Heart is doing like such small prints. Let's put that down. Like, it makes total sense that if you're only going to do batches of like 50 or 100, it's going to sell out in like a day now that the AES Plus is a thing. So yeah. And sorry about that, guys. We were right at the end of the game, too. But it's okay. I got lots of time. I'm going to keep this running till like 6:30 my time, so we got lots of time. And just so you know, it's only not even 5. The last thing I pre-ordered recently is Project Neon by Full Set. Sasha's by far the nicest and most helpful guy in the entire indie scene. He is! Did you see my interview? If you did not see my interview, I strongly recommend going checking it out, because he basically talks about the future of Neo Geo, and we're gonna get Knight's Chance back again, and basically all kinds of good stuff. It's pretty cool, and I'm talking to some devs right now who are like contemplating joining his distribution model or channel or whatever you want to call it, and so that would be awesome. This guy is like a mass murderer. You realize that? You realize how many people we have like beaten to death? He's crazy. Are you gonna cover Gamescom today? The problem with Gamescom, dude, it's all new stuff. So there's nothing really retro, and pretty much my entire audience now is made up of retro. So if I cover it, nobody seems to care, which is kind of sad. And I'm not doing this for money or anything like that, but I still want, you know, you guys to at least interact and like be able to, you know, doing content for nothing where I'm just talking to myself is kind of boring. Well, the thing already happened, no? I thought Gamescom already had their event. Like the, you know, the big press conference thingy or whatever it was. I was at work, so alas, I couldn't do it, but that's why I scheduled this, because I was like, oh, I want you guys to at least, you know, I at least want to cover something. And these streams, everybody seems to love the Neo Geo stuff, so I was like, oh, okay, here's a great game. And I was just talking with Johnny, the developer, and he was so funny. He was like, whatever you do, don't tell people, like, the physical copies are us. He's like, it's not us. I'm like, don't worry, man. Like, it's all good. I'm like, I get it. You don't want to get in trouble for something that literally is not, you know, it's not yours. I get it. I totally get that. Especially considering they do make their own games. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to rock the boat when you don't need to. Damn. Oh yeah, this is the stage with the weird anomaly. Just ordered Double Dragon 1 for MVS for like 75 bucks. And you got it from AliExpress? How does that... Check out the AliExpress one and compare and contrast that to the one that's on Japan Game Online, will you? Someone? I'm kind of curious, what's the diff? Yeah, it finished earlier, exactly. I was checking it on my way home. I was going through my phone. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought. I was just kind of like, meh, whatever. It didn't look it didn't look great. Like, I didn't see anything where I was like, woo! I saw The Witcher. They showed that that's coming back, and like it's free if you already like own it, like some enhanced version or whatever. Come on. One of them died. Oh. Oh, and yes, you can do this. If you're wondering. I don't know, it's like, it's just so cool. It's awesome to just have this. Oh, now you're going down. Like, I love when people do passion projects like this. So the other one I'm gonna do is the Eye of Judgment, I think is one. There's what is it called? Violent Vengeance. That's another one I'm gonna check out. Like, they got a lot, these guys. Oh, you son of a... Okay, I'm gonna need to dun, 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 dun. Hurricane Kick. I think it is. I just don't remember what the combination is of this. I know it used to be like the 2 buttons, but I don't know. Like... I have to check AliExpress. The only thing with AliExpress, like, they're all knockoffs. Like, everything is a knockoff. But if you don't care, well then giddy up. And especially with a game like this, it's all knockoffs because the developer didn't really do anything. Whoops. Oh. I should do... Hold on. There you go. There we go. Ali's just MVS card in Japan game comes with snap case and instruction. Yeah, and the whole thing, but it's like $500, man. Let's see. Yeah, you can do it. I just don't remember like what exactly it is, because like this one, there's all kinds of moves that they added to the special move itself. That's the only. And also, like, there's a lot more moves in this than it might seem with me just playing here like this. Alright, let's pick this up and then beat this. Try not to lose the damn thing. Damn. I did that video today talking about Pixel Arcadia event and how like PlayOn was a no-show, and I think everyone agrees that it's going to be TGS. If we don't hear anything about the AES Plus at TGS, then I think we have a problem, because that would be very odd. And I know some folks are like, oh, but they don't need the press, and you know, like maybe it's production issues, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's the other thing. That's the whole point, though. That's literally my point, is like, we don't know. That's the problem. I can't believe I just did that. Yeah, MVS is AliExpress. You're going to see that a lot more because they're easier to bootleg. There's so many MVS cards that you can like reflash or just take the shells from and stuff like that. So it's like, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, if I die again, I gotta pay attention, because if I totally die, I have to press the start button, not A like a lunatic, because that lowers the thing. Yeah, well, we've known about it for a while. They confirmed that they were there, but the thing is, this is the problem, right? PlayOn is actually a publisher. So just because you have a booth, that doesn't mean jack squat, because it could be about Metro, because they're the publisher of Metro. Like, that's the issue. Is like, it doesn't actually mean it's AES related. I hope it is, but it doesn't have to be. Oops. Alright, come on. Come on! Shocked my little kitty cat hasn't come to harass me. Once mentioned, I expect the AES was to be postponed until 20. I almost got tarred and feathered by the entire community. Well, listen, man, it's impossible that if you order an AES Plus today from Amazon, you're getting it launch week. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not possible. Like, it's just, I don't know if the system itself is going to be delayed or anything like that, but I can absolutely guarantee that there is no way that them keeping pre-orders open for this long, that everyone's going to get them. Like, that's, like, there's no way. Not if, based on what they said to us, which was that, you know, that it, like, outdid their projections, their yearly projections in the first 24 hours. Well, then in that case, it's like, it's physically impossible. Hey, dude, whoever you are. It's impossible. Here's this. I hate this jerk. Hey, there you go. Did you see? I don't know, have a clue how I did it, but I just did it. Yeah, this guy, the only way to get this guy that I can see is you have to do the backhand sort of thing. It's the only way. Oh, what's this? Sorry, I'm gonna pause now. I don't think PlayOn will be showing the AS Plus at any of the shows coming up. I did learn a lot about how they're handling distribution for the Ultimate. Please share if you've learned, because it seems very odd that on the website it's like these are going to be the first off the manufacturing plant, they're going to be numbered, and yet you can still order one. That seems very weird. I pre-ordered it on day one, still don't believe in a November release. If you order AES Plus Ultimate on day one, you'll get it. Yeah, well, I mean, that would make sense. But I am really expecting them to come out and say, like, okay, listen, November, it's going to be a limited launch. And then I think, like, you're right, you know? Like, what do we do? Whee! Oh, let's see if I can do what I did last time. That was actually really, really useful. They're not going to let me. I'm going to have to do a special. No, don't. I don't want to. Yeah, nice. That's what I want. Oh, thanks, Cran. That's nice. I never e-beg for anything. Everybody always does that. You know, like, oh, give me a sub, a like, give me money, give me this, give me that, give me everything else. I just want, you know what I want from you guys? If you could, I would greatly appreciate it. What you're doing. Just talk. I got a big mouth. I like talking with folks. But Hadouken, I think that's fair. I don't think that's like rocket science or anything like that. I think it's totally fair assessment that, like, I think anyone that was there day one, if it launches in limited release, I think it'll be fine. All right. Okay. That's the most powerful move. Like, just keep punching him in the face for justice. We should be fine. No, I don't want to die. Nice. 2 seconds on the counter. Pre-ordered the standard on day 2, hoping to have it before Christmas. They're releasing the Ultimate Waves. Wave 1 is actually sold out despite the pre-order now on the website. They're actually taking back orders. Wave 2 will be sometime. Yeah, for me, it's just changed the text, because the way the text reads is that, you know, like these are going to be super limited and it's going to be, you know, something ultra special to have, when in the end it sounds like it's literally just going to be a bundle, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so I'm going to die again. We just have to make sure we don't really pay attention to this. That's cool. Like, my first death is going to be in the exact same spot, which means I haven't gotten any better. That's amazing. What I like about this is that you can pay, you can not. If you don't want to like give the developer anything, you can do whatever the heck you want. So that's kind of cool. I like when they do that kind of stuff. Bam! Nice. Really like this. Like, I really like this. I'm thinking I might pick up one. Let's see. I think this would be a lot of fun to have. Although, I didn't tell you guys, I have a new problem. I don't know where the hell my AES is. I thought it was in the bedroom, like where my CRT was, but I almost always use my CMVS, my analog wood consoleized MVS, for most of my stuff. Alright, so this is where I died last time. Okay, start. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. Oh, damn, son. Only thing is, I would like this, like, it would be cool if these guys had, like, a health bar. I think that would have been kind of neat. Okay, oh boy, what just happened here? I just ordered a few games only, so hopefully I don't have any delays. I think games, I think you'll be alright. Play has legal cap at 30 classics. Yeah, so that, Hadouken, that's all BS. I have confirmation of that, that's not actually accurate. So I can't name sources here, but that story broke from basically from a retailer. I think it was in Spain or whatever, but this is actually not accurate. So basically, after the success, what do you think happened? They immediately went back to SNK, and so right now I don't know what the actual story is, but there's been a big back and forth. And personally, if I'm SNK right now and I saw the success of this, again, we don't know, right? The honest truth is we have no idea. This is 100% speculation at this point, but how much did they really expect this thing to sell? I've covered this in a couple of videos and stuff like that, and people seem to like want to attack me on this, which I don't understand. It's simple mathematics. Here in Canada and in multiple states, if you do 200 transactions or $100,000 in sales, you enter the Nexus clause, which basically means you have to file separate tax like forms, essentially. So think about that. They had that problem in one day. They didn't fill in any of the taxes, which means they didn't expect $100,000 of sales from Florida or Washington or different provinces in Canada, which leads me to believe that they expected this thing to sell like 5,000 units worldwide or something, you know, like really little. So I'm like, as we read through all the back and forth here, like when we're saying it's a success, it really depends on what we mean by like that, right? Because if they truly only expected to sell like 10,000 units worldwide and it sold 20,000 units, I mean, yeah, of course, it's a huge success, but it's gonna change what I'm talking about with this whole 30, you know, like games type of thing. If it's true that this thing broke like 100,000 in sales, if that's true, then you can bet your sweet bippy that this is going to be a hell of a lot more than 30 games that you're going to get, because they're going to push this to the extreme. But again, we don't know. And you also have to remember that SNK basically is licensing all of these games out. What is stopping them from saying, nope, we want to make the money 100% ourselves, we're just going to release it ourselves, the games? So that's the only thing. Okay, I'm surprised that with the bundle they didn't include the white AES instead of the black AES. I was surprised they didn't have both. That's it. Like, I was the only thing. I was kind of surprised that they didn't offer both, but okay. Unless, to be honest, maybe it's because of people like me. So I ended up getting both. I ended up getting the Ultimate Edition and the Anniversary Edition because I'm crazy. There is potential for more classic waves depending on the success of... Dude, Hadouken, I'm telling you right now, man, like, the conversations are already happening. Like, that, I can't say more than that, but they're already going on. Safety, I think their expectations were at, who is that? More Complete. Yeah, More Complete, 100%, dude. 100% that's exactly what it was. And you can tell because of those taxation, like, problems that everybody had. Like, you never would have had that had they, like, expected this thing to sell like gangbusters, but they didn't. They didn't at all. Hey, whoa. Yeah, man. If this keeps up, I'm not even gonna beat this. And I'll blame Steven for that, since he didn't join the stream, the douchebag. Oh, I remember this. Thanks. Oh, no! Okay, sorry, you guys are chatting a lot, which is great. Long-winded way of saying demand has exceeded the limited supply. Always long-winded with me, man. Always. It seems to be confirmed play on replay will be showing AES. Again, until you see it, we'll see. The chances are high, guys, let's be honest. I mean, if everywhere on planet Earth, where did they show the AES Plus physically? In Japan, right? It's the only place, and so Tokyo Game Show, that seems like a logical... It seems like a logical thing for them to do. And honestly, guys, like, I hope my videos don't come across like doom and gloom and all of this. It's not at all. I just, like, the video today, I was just more saying that, like, I was kind of like, this was just a missed opportunity. Like, for other developers, like, why the hell didn't anyone approach Nalua or any of these other developers? Like, they could have been part of that segment where it was on, you know, like, releases on physical, on retro hardware. It would have been perfect. But anyway, whatever. Well, that's the problem, Hadouken, exactly. Is like, they're not talking. If we have more than 10 games, happier than I am now. Yeah, me too, man. I'm definitely crazy bonkers too. I bought both also. Me too. You see, we're all a bunch of nutcases. Awesome. It's great. These are almost any class, but I'm interested in the AES Plus. the only thing, I got a video coming out, I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day. I did a vlog talking about something that Vegan Vania mentioned the other day that actually really resonated. I know a lot of people give him flack for some of his videos and stuff, but it actually resonated with me, which was basically ludicrous. It was basically about people like you. So people who don't necessarily have the experience with the SNK's consoles and stuff like that, and basically, ooh, nice. How he was saying, like, guys, like, you are aware that these are like 15-minute games, right? Like, you can totally polish these off in no time, and that kind of resonated with me. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good point that I'd like to talk about. And not, again, not in the negative sort of way, but just to say that, like, are you guys aware? Obviously, those of us that have been playing Neo Geo for years, we obviously know. But not everyone might know. Alright, so we got one of these douchebags. I hate these guys because they don't... This guy... Oh, he does. I don't remember that. Interesting. What's this? Okay, I have no experience. I was born in 2000, which I believe is around the time the Neo Geo hardware... actually, 2004. 2004 is the last. And I actually have that. I got the last game on the Neo, but I never got it fixed because it was Samurai Showdown 5. I never got it fixed because I wanted... I'm gonna die constantly. Okay, let's see. Oh, he does. Okay. Hold up, guys. Hold on. Yeah, guys, it's awesome to have folks. Whoops. Oh. Only problem is he's not going to let me. Oh, he does let me. Nice. Sorry, guys. I just want to finish this guy off, and then I'll... Nice.
Okay, you wanna fuck with me?
Oh, he swears. Oh. Okay, hold up. Let's look. Will Jarrett rescue the damsel in distress, or will she forever hang from that rope? Forever hang. Yeah, it's super cool. Like, I love seeing younger folks get into this. I think it's holy crap on a cracker. Come on. Cheese for the win, guys. Cheese for the win. Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a life here. That's okay. Time over. Cheese! I must rescue the hanging lady of doom. Oh, I thought he was dead. I heard a little like... Ugh. There we go. Me, as a Neo Geo fan, yeah, man, this channel was founded on Saturn, Sega Saturn, and Neo, really, like, not as much. May you live happily forever. That's so cute. I'm gonna cry. Well, there you go, guys. There's a quick little look. Double Dragon. So check that out, man. Johnny's Sixth Life, or day job, or whatever. I actually am I'm like a little bit of a lunatic. I have quite a few different jobs, and yeah, one of them is like a consulting gig, which is really fun. It pays well, and the reason why I say that is because I'm still debating if I'm gonna get an EXA. I have not. I don't know, but my thoughts are it's awesome. The more you know that we get things like that. I love arcades. I mean, I grew up in the arcades. So, all right, now we're gonna do the talking portion of this. So, I'm gonna go like this, click on myself, transform, hit the screen. Hello, everybody. So for those joining for the very first time, basically the way this little micro series works is I do the first little bit, we chat a little bit, and then play the game. And then I typically, it's like a ask me anything type of thing. So we'll talk about anything at all. We don't have to talk about the game I was playing. It's just an excuse to stream, talk to you guys, and away you go. But yeah, Ludicrous, I am a hardcore Neo Geo fan, Sega Saturn fan, retro fan. The channel, for whatever reason, exploded when the Neo Geo AES was announced. I do have a lot. I've got maybe, I don't know, like 30 reviews, something like that. For like a decade, I've been on YouTube reviewing everything. I have a series called Saturn Day, where every Saturday I cover a Sega Saturn game, and that ran for, I want to say, like 6 or 7 years, like continuous. Cranberry and I, we have a Let's Play of Dragon Quest X, probably the longest running English like Dragon Quest X Let's Play ever, in English. Might be wrong about that, but it's got to be up there as like one of the longest running. And so yeah, I started this channel because it used to be we used to have a website years ago, and I wanted to stay involved in the community. And yeah, this shirt is pathetic. This is from Neo Geo Styles. Look at this. Look at the branding. You get this microscopic little thing here, and then you get this little thing here, and the size is huge. I wear a medium, and this is like, look at this. Look at the size of this. It's like ridiculous. So I talked about the EXA Arcadia, or EXA as I call it. Really debating picking one of those up because you don't even need the arcade cabinet. That's what's super cool, is like you could, it's a big board basically. Well, it's like a PC. And the games themselves are these small little things. I'm keeping my eyes out on it for the King of Fighters 98. If that hits, which it's supposed to, it was at Evo, I might not be able to resist, especially if I've got like one of the consulting gigs I was talking about. Like if one of those is coming up, oh, it's going to be hard for me not to like get into. Sega Saturn, I know from Sega Lord X, but I don't know Neo Geo. Man, Sega Saturn, this channel, we are one of the oldest channels with Sega Saturn stuff. Like it's crazy. We inspired like the Shiro Boys and stuff. I love those guys. They're awesome. But yeah, I can almost read your shirt now. Almost. Yeah. There it is, Neo Geo. I was so disappointed in this. Quality of the fabric is good, but other than that, this is pathetic. Your first gaming console. My very first that I ever played on was the 2600, the Atari 2600. I'm an old man, but I don't consider that my first console. I consider my first console the glorious NES. That is just because like that was mine. The NES was like mine. And even back then, like with the Atari 2600, I always found that a little too primitive for me. It was just listen, like if you're a huge like Atari fan, like power to you, it's all good. It's just for me, I always found it just a little too primitive. So yeah, so for me, I consider my first gaming console really to be the NES. The important question: why is poutine the best breakfast in Canada? You know, no joke. There is a breakfast poutine. You should try that out. If you go to a good place, it's made with like little cubes of potato. So think of it like frying up some potato cubes, and then on top of that, they typically will like crush up bacon. So they'll cook it like really crisp and then break it up. They'll take a breakfast sausage or 2 or 6, chop them all up so you get like little what do you call them, like little rings, and then the sauce is hollandaise sauce that they put all over it. Might sound disgusting, but let me tell you, it is bloody glorious. Like we sing songs of it here. It's so good. It's so good. All right, keep it coming, guys. I don't have anything else to add. There's not much going on today, so keep the questions coming. This is the best part of these streams that I love, is just getting to interact with you guys. I think is the coolest thing. You can ask me anything. We can chat about anything. This could go in any direction. We have like an hour together. So yeah. So now I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry too, and I gotta make dinner. That's why I'm stopping in an hour, because I am the cook. And that's why like Steven's been joking around forever about, and Steven, he's not here today, the little douche, but he's one of the co-founders of Project COE, and it is Project COE. It is not Project Co, like a bunch of people call it, but yeah, it stands for the Council of Elders, which is actually a little nod to 2 things. One is where we all met each other, which was way back in the day at the Insider message boards. We were all like sages back then, and my like call sign has been Elder forever and ever and ever. If you check me up on PlayStation, actually it's just Elder, and everyone's like, how did you get that? It's because I was a beta tester before it was publicly available, and yeah, snag that. It's also a reference to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Council of Elders. So what's this? My dad gave me an NES with Knight Rider. Awesome. When I was a little boy, he called in sick to school that day and let me play all day. I'll never forget that. Yeah, man, that's so awesome. I would do the same. That's cool. That's a great memory, man. That's a really, really great memory. What's this? PS2 and GameCube were my starters off my head. Can't remember which one I got first, but hey. Oh, well, same generation, man. So same gen. Both awesome in their own right. I will never forget PlayStation 2 absolutely killing it, the likes of which I only ever saw once again, which was with the Wii. So I'll never forget I'll just never forget. Um, I'll just never forget like just the amount of people that were interested in the PlayStation 2 for the DVD player, and with the Wii, it was this whole, like the motion stuff. I'll never forget that. It was really something. From what I can tell, your Dragon Quest X Let's Play is the longest running English one by a significant margin. Yeah, I was pretty sure, Kran. I was pretty sure. Any update on He-Man coming out for the AES? Dude, don't talk to me about that. You're going to make me so sad. So yesterday at the Pixel Arcadia event, they didn't say Neo Geo once. In the entire event, they never once said the words Neo Geo. I was really hoping at the end of the Masters of the Universe like gameplay session, they showed like the first stage, that they would say, like, oh, and we have a special announcement we're not really ready to share just yet, or something like that, where we could, sort of guess like, oh, maybe it's coming, because Bitmap Bureau, these guys are an AES developer. We've got what is it called? Xeno Crisis. They have on the on the Neo. I actually have it on both formats, on the MVS and on the AES. There's Final Vendetta, which these guys have fallen off the planet. They promised us they were going to update us every 2 weeks until the game was in our hands. Do you see the game in my hands? And they stopped updating last month. So I've been really, really like poking at them on social media and stuff to be like, come on, guys, like what the hell is going on? This is getting ridiculous. Because it's like ever since they got the Terminator license for T2, it's like, oh, they've become too big now and they're not dealing with these things. So anyway, the bad news with Masters of the Universe is that they announced, oh, it's coming early 2027. That's crazy, man. So that is like a crazy delay. So yeah, no, there's been no update other than that. Why is there no white kidney bean? What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Why is there no white kidney bean? I don't know why there's no white kidney bean. Okay, outside of showing gameplay, the Let's Play is a fascinating time capsule showing important points. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we did. Like it's wild, like people have like their pictures and stuff. Let me see if this is too bright. Oh, it's not bad. I'm less fuzzy like this. Yeah, it's like, people have like pictures to share and like stuff like that. And what we have is like, we have this Let's Play of Dragon Quest. It's pretty cool to go back. And even YouTube, if you guys go now and go back to, oh, that's what you mean by kidney bean. Okay. So like if you go back to like the early days, you'll see me with my spiky hair. I look like a Dragon Ball character. It's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, Exa hardware isn't too expensive, but the games are pretty expensive, which makes sense. As yeah, of course, that's exactly it. Like you need a good, like to do the full on setup, you probably need maybe like $5,000-$6,000, something like that, if you want to do the full thing. Because I think maybe not actually. We have a guy on our Discord that just bought one not too long ago. I can ask him. I forget. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it is expensive. What's this? PS2 managed to end Dreamcast with Fantavision and the Matrix DVD. Yeah, I mean, you had to have been there, but like if you were around during the Dreamcast launch, it's kind of like it was bittersweet because people were so excited, but in like the corner there was like coming soon, like people had already started the whole thing with the PlayStation 2. Like I knew it was dead. You're talking about a lifelong Sega fanboy, and I'll never forget picking it up on launch day, holding it, and I'm with a couple of my buddies and I'm like, this thing will not last. And it was like I had lost all faith in Sega as a business, like as a company that made good business decisions and stuff. I was like, there's no chance, because day one you were already sort of like at the mercy of Sony. And people, if you didn't live it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But on September 9th, 1999, when the Dreamcast was released, that same day, so was this. So was this. And this basically sent a message that was loud and clear, which was like, Sony is not fooling around. And like, even though we don't have a new console right now, we are here. And it was really something. Why do Canadian girls from PQ, so from Quebec, have S tier beauty and all other provinces are mid at best? I cannot talk about that. I will move on from that, because I am not going to get pulled into a whole thing of 500 people talking to me about that. Are you Canadian? I am indeed a Canuck. I'm so sorry. That's how you can tell. I'm always apologizing for things. Okay, kidney bean joystick AES, because the kidney bean joystick sucks compared to the big original, in my opinion. I don't mind the kidney bean. I didn't realize that's what you were talking about. I didn't mind them, but the OG is like is classic, right? Like, it's absolute classic. I hope we get final. Whoops, sorry. I hope we get Fight Fever R for the AES in Wave 2. Said nobody. Yeah, there's a lot that I did a video ages ago about, like, if there is a Wave 2, which I'm sure there is. Like, I'm sure there is. Like, but I think the mentality that they should use is there won't be a Wave 3. And then if Wave 3 comes, there won't be a Wave 4. And I'd like to think that they tried to do that with Wave 1. Like, to say, like, okay, guys, we got one kick at the can at this. What are a couple of games that we could release that, like, if this thing fizzles and dies immediately, that at least we can say, hey, we did it. And I think you got a lot of heavy hitters, right? With Garou, Mark of the Wolves, you've got the first and last, like, you have a nice bookend with Magician Lord and with Samurai Showdown 5 Special. You've got, that's a great bookend to basically be like, well, this is how it started and this is how it ended, right? Metal Slug, I think, goes without saying, like, that's perfect. And right there, right? Like, that's 4 games right there. And then, you're looking at a shooter. Do we do Polestar? Do we do Blazing Star? Like, like, it's kind of up in the air. Then they were probably like, well, listen, we have Shock Troopers. We could do that. We need sports games. Well, Neo Turf Masters is like the go-to. I think they did a good job. Honestly, I really do think they did a good job with Wave 1. I'd love to support Sasha, but I'm really struggling to enjoy Overserved. Don't you find the game a bit too... Yeah, so I've talked to Sasha about that. And I was like, have you guys thought of like toning down the Smash TV sort of elements, or at least a mode that would be more Bomberman, less Smash TV? Because I agree, it's a little too chaotic, where it's like, I find it's there's just a little bit too much going on right now, which is a little it's a little much. I do my best to support the indie scene, not only in videos and stuff like that, and across the board, guys. I know some people are like, oh, dude, you're like, shut up with the indies already. But it's like, without them, we don't really have a future of video games, like, as like just a whole. So I like to cover them with Genesis. I like to cover them with Dreamcast. Like, Dreamcast, where is it? Oh, here. This is a classic. Sorry for my underarms here. This has been sealed. Look at this. This is like my fourth copy of this. I bought these. I was doing giveaways and stuff like that. This is, if you haven't played this is friggin' awesome on the Dreamcast. Dreamcast is one of my favorite platforms ever. I know I said it was like dead day one, but that's irrelevant. Like, I still absolutely loved it. You guys are gonna have to help me as we keep going, because I'm sure I'm gonna forget a few things. Love the Dreamcast since day one, even though it was already lost. Yeah, it was so sad, man. Like, I remember picking up the Dreamcast, picking up Final Fantasy VIII, and I was like, son of a b, because like Soul Calibur was freaking awesome. We got so many good games on that platform, and it was like one mistake after another, after they had already made so many mistakes with Saturn, so many mistakes on the Genesis. Like, just the controller, as cool as the controller was, it was like, guys, you already saw that dual analog sticks were coming. You saw that. And you saw that the N64, you had camera buttons, and everybody hated that. Like, as a game developer standpoint, Sony introduces with like Ape Escape, the what the hell is it called? The DualShock. And you didn't think about that. Like, I always, did it matter in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. It was really the DVD player that really killed it, because it was like you went up against the biggest titan the industry has ever seen. And I doubt it would have helped too much, but I think it was like, death by 1,000 cuts, or whatever that saying is. I think it's like you had all those problems with the Saturn. Before that, you had all the issues with the Genesis, not the Genesis itself, but like all the add-ons, all the marketing stuff, all that sort of stuff. You were confusing customers all over the place. And then here comes the Dreamcast. Games look incredible. The first time ever that we get true arcade perfect ports and stuff like that. But then you're making weird things like, oh, I still can't control the camera. Like, I don't know. It pisses me off so much, because it's like the potential was there. And then where, they basically killed it, because they were like, well, listen, we can't afford this anymore. I get it from a business standpoint. I totally understand what happened, but it still pisses me off, because like, I feel after the Genesis, they just never had another chance to really make a go of it. And then after the Dreamcast, it's like the company just dissolved. They're doing great. They're making a lot of money, but it's like, I don't know, they lost that something. It's like SNK. Like, as much as I like the Neo Geo, I'm not stupid. Like, they painted themselves in a corner that they just couldn't get out of, where they were just releasing fighting game after fighting game after fighting game, because it was the only thing that was actually making money. Their CD hardware was a total flop, and they basically got themselves in a situation where they were just like, well, we're dead. Like, there's nothing else we can do. And I feel, something similar happened to what's it called? That happened to Sega. Like, they basically painted themselves into a corner that they just couldn't get out of. Sega made too many hardware drops, and I was one of those buying the hardware. People were getting tired of 32X was what did it for me. And the Saturn was amazing, but yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And no, I didn't take the bait. Are you crazy? I don't want to get killed, man. Is Double Dragon 1 getting an AES home system release? It technically already has one. It's an indie release though, right? So keep that in mind. It's an indie release, and it's an unlicensed indie release. So it falls in that category of homebrew raw. Hopefully it's okay. Just notice the stream, it just gave me a thing saying, whoop, reconnecting. So yeah, Canon, it's it's technically already available. You can buy a bootleg of it if you want it on physical release, but it'll never get released officially because it's not an officially licensed product. Doubt Sega would have stayed in consoles forever. The hardware business is just very cutthroat, and the fact of all the dedicated gaming companies that tried, just Nintendo remains speaks a lot to that. Yeah. I mean, look, who knows, right? People don't realize just how close Nintendo has come to being on the chopping block. They have truly been one of the luckiest companies where if one thing fails, something else they do works. But man, it was not looking good. As much as everybody thinks, oh, the Super Nintendo, my favorite console ever and best thing since sliced bread. And like, I hear that a lot. Like people, I love the Super Nintendo too. I'm just saying, I hear that a lot, but people don't realize how bad that era was for Nintendo. You have to think they took a 50% market share cut or loss during that generation, meaning they sold pretty much half of what they sold the generation before. And then during the N64 era, regardless of what you personally think, it was even worse. It was like half of the half. And that's why, like with the Wii, they were sort of like, something has to change. Or we are dead. Like we will never be able to do this. And something happened in history. It's never happened before, and it's never happened since. And it's all thanks to, sorry. Do I have a copy? Well, it's not, okay, it's not this particular game, but it's this particular series. It's all thanks to this that basically everything changed for the company. You see, the Game Boy was going down, like everything, right? Take a look at the PlayStation 5, take a look at Xbox, take a look at the original Switch. Start strong, and then over time, it'll slowly go down, right? That's a normal thing. So Game Boy was like that. I mean, for God's sakes, it launched in 1989. By 1996, this thing was going down, right? Like sales were getting lower and lower and lower. And then Pokemon hit and the unthinkable happened, where hardware sales started to rise again and eventually eclipsed the best years that the platform ever had. And we have never seen that in the history of video games ever. Like that's never happened, where a hardware has gone down and then bounced back up to be even stronger than it was originally. And that is truly what saved Nintendo, just in a giant way. And they were always able to like ride the success of one thing when something else didn't do well. It's why during the Wii U era, when the Wii U was going down, they had to rely on the 3DS. The problem was at launch, the 3DS, they priced it too high and it didn't sell. And that's why you saw them do a course correction instantly with that platform, because if they didn't, even Nintendo wouldn't be in the hardware race anymore. And that's the thing. So you're right. It's an extremely challenging market to stay competitive in. What's this? Wave 1 is indeed great and meaningful. I think so. I honestly think it was fantastic. I mean, there's a couple of things, like I would have preferred like Neo Drift out, but they don't own the rights to that, so I totally get it. We got Neo Turf Masters. Maybe I would have replaced the racing game with like Baseball Stars, maybe. I don't even remember. Overtop, I think is what it's called, but it's not a great racer. It's just, there's not many racing games on the platform, which is something I really think they should do. I genuinely think someone out there, be it an indie or SNK themselves, or someone, should release an awesome like outrun style racer. I think that would be freaking awesome, and it would be a first of its kind on the platform. Wave 2 almost certainly have a metal. Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. like that's actually one of the only things I have is like, why didn't they include KOF 98? That's the only one that I was a little, by having 2002. It's not that it was a bad game. It was another dream match game. Totally fine with that. But it was odd to me that of like all the King of Fighters, you went in that direction instead of 98, which 98 is like the universally loved one. It's the one that's coming to the Exa Arcadia. Like, yeah, I was a little surprised by that. Oh, we're gonna get Blazing Star for sure, man. Like, that's definitely gonna be the shmup. We might get Nom 1975. Yeah, maybe. I honestly think though you're gonna probably see like Last Blade coming in around here. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with like Sam Show 2, something like that. So maybe. I did a whole video though, if you're curious, you could see. As Embracer have the rights to make new Toll Plan ports, I wouldn't be surprised if Zero Wing is ported or release. It's pretty much finished. Yeah, well, that's the thing. See that? So that's the thing. That's an interesting comment. That's an interesting comment because, like, there are a lot of those. There's a lot of like prototypes and games that were like almost finished that could, in theory, either be ported over or just come over. Are you in a dark cave or a doomsday bunker with the absence of light? Oh no, dude. I do this for the gameplay. So it's actually a background removal. So it removes my background so that when you guys see me in the games, I'm not like my whole background is there. If you don't like this, guys, I can put something else on. You know, I missed the Sega arcades in Japan. Seems that everyone I went to had 5 floors. Well, that was like Neo Geo Land. So if any of you guys are old enough to remember Neo Geo Land, I don't remember which King of Fighters it's in. It's in one of them for sure. If you don't know what it is, it was basically that. It was like a multi-floored building that had like tons of games. It was like the Neo Geo hub. It was so cool back in the day. Just so cool. All I have to do on my Dreamcast is pop in Crazy Taxi, and when The Offspring starts playing, yeah, I see myself back in my childhood bedroom with my brother. Ah, that's nice, man. That's nice. Actually, right before this podcast, speaking of brother, right before the podcast, I got a call from a lawyer telling me my bio dad just died. So he took off when I was like super young, like we're talking like 40 plus years ago. And so I was just, it was weird. I didn't know how to feel, you know, like you're kind of just like, well, I didn't really know the guy at all, but they're like, oh, you were named in his will. And I was like, why? Like, so anyway, just sorry, dude. I don't mean to go down a whole other tangent here. We're talking games, but you just mentioned about your childhood with my brother. You just sparked that, like, so yeah, my brother and I have to deal with this, figure out like what the hell is actually going on. But anyways, okay, having played the console into a coma, Dreamcast was awesome. It really was awesome because it was like it took the Sega experimentation and it just ran with it, which was like so wild. Like, it's what I loved about the Saturn. It's what I loved about the Genesis. They weren't afraid to like just do these cockamamie crazy games. And it was just, I don't know, it was a different era. I loved it. Nintendo has probably been saved by its handle. Well, yeah, we just talked all about that. I just pared down, okay, I just pared down my collection again recently. Selling my 32X and games was emotionally the easiest things. I don't know why I bought into it. Never really played it. My 2600 got more love. Yeah, dude, honestly, like it's, you know, it is what it is. Like even today, like going back on the 32X, I don't care. Like people are like, ooh, Virtua Fighter is like good on it and stuff. Like, is it though? Is it? The NES had no realistic competitor. The SNES had a brutal competitor. Damn right they did. Certainly no one will argue the SNES was bad. What? Consume? I just had brutal. No, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not arguing over like whether or not SNES was good or bad or whatever, but business wise, they went from like, you know, a just monopoly to 50%. Well, it was a little more than 50% of the market, but the point is like you had a dramatic downturn, like dramatic downturn. Can't wait to see what's inside the new AES Plus carts. I want to make a DD0 cart. I am really curious too about that. I'm really curious because if you check some of the quality of the indie releases that have come out from like Full Set, Nalua, those guys, quality is top notch. I mean, top notch. But then you can find others that I will not say that are basically like the cheapest of the cheap knockoff sort of garbage type of thing. So I'm really curious. I'm also really, really curious about that. What do we got in Japan? PC Engine. Oh yeah, PC Engine was huge in Japan. I love that, by the way. I absolutely love the PC Engine. I support the PC Engine even today with like a bunch of indie stuff. Atlantean was one of the first Hue cards that was made that was like by an independent, like just us. And it was so cool to get like the OG where it still had like melted glue on it and stuff. I was like, this is so cool. Like, it's so cool that we've reached a point where people like fans, us, you and me, can make this stuff. Like, that's crazy to me. And I know PC Engine Works, like they started to release stuff too, and theirs was like a much higher level quality because it got mass produced. They got them just, you know, professionally produced, but still, it's so crazy. Just so crazy. What's this? 634. Let's go. Let's go. I'd actually love to see some of the rare Neo Geo Link MCU games get new cartridge releases like League Bowling, Riding Hero, Trash Rally would be especially interesting today. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. What is it? Neartug? It's probably here because it's very rare. It may cost 10 grand. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's just when I look at like the rest of the lineup, and Mac Daxter, I agree with you, man. Like, I would be cool. I would be cool for anything that SNK has the rights to that they could give us. Basically, that's that. If that's 30 games, 40 games, 50 games, 100 games, listen, man, I'm down, you know, like I'm totally down for everything and anything, because the reason why I never collected for the AES and why I like was 100% all in on MVS is because I am not a multimillionaire. I cannot afford spending $10,000 for a single game. Screw that. I can't afford spending $1,000 on one game. That's just way too much money. Like, way too much money, man. What do we got? Cough 02 is really loved in South America, I heard. 97 in China. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, 97 too, they're still played competitively. Yeah, I get that. You know, like, I get that. But it's still odd because like worldwide, like 98 is like the game that people think of when they think of Cough. So yeah. The dude who abandoned you passed away. Of course, you don't feel no. Well, it's not, you know, like it's weird. It's like basically a stranger passed away. And I'm just like, okay, you know, like it's just weird. I wouldn't know how to react to sort of year. Thankfully, I have a good relation with everyone, my family, my brother. Still my Aw, that's cool, man. That's nice. I like reading stuff like that. I guess the AES Plus cartridges would be flash memory instead of mass ROMs, so they would degrade. Oh, dude, 1,000,000,000%. For sure. For sure. You're guaranteed that it's flash memory. What I want to see is what type of flash memory is it? Because that will dictate if this thing, mind you, you're not really rewriting it multiple times, but for sure it's going to be flash memory. I just don't know what type. Can you use Overserve 4-player adapter for Kazuna? You better believe it, you can. It's one of the reasons why Sasha did what he did. He purposely did this so that you could use it on basically the only other game that's like 4-player enabled. So that's really cool. Like, it's really cool. A little expensive for me because shipping from Australia to here, guys, was $100. $100. $100. I almost died. I was like, what? When I saw that, when I was doing the checkout for Overserve, because I already have Project Neon, I swear to you, I almost had a heart attack. I was like, what the hell? So that's the only thing. And I've spoken with him and he's like, I know, man, I know. He's like, he just, by the way, all the pre-orders are up on what's called Stone Age Gamer. But I noticed on Stone Age Gamer that all the prices are increased. So I'm like, he did warn us, to be fair, he did warn us in one of the interviews I gave that that prices would be increasing. So like, get in now or forever hold your peace type of thing. Okay, so 8-Man, you got that. Yes, that will work. I can confirm that. He told me that, so like we should be good to go. The fact that we don't have 98 can be a sign of a wave 2. Like you said, if we don't have Metal Slug 3 and wave 2, we'll, oh dude. So that, okay, that's where my little theory, well, it's not theory, but like that's where my thought process basically is exactly like that. So like, if I looked at this, so imagine you're responsible, you're in PlayOn and you're responsible for purchasing the licenses from SNK. SNK gives you like, like just this big book or whatever PDF of all of the different titles that they have the license to. And you have to go through and you have to select the ones that you want to go through. Honestly, we've been over a few of them already, right? Like Garo Mark of the Wolves, that's a friggin' no-brainer. That is such a good game. I have that on the AES already because I bought it back in the day when you could buy it. So that one's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. We already talked about the first and last games. That's a historical thing, you know? That's kind of a historical thing where it's like, I can respect them doing that. Like totally. I can totally respect them doing that. So that you bookend the thing. Metal Slug is another one. Metal Slug is like, I don't want Metal Slug 3 right away. I want Metal Slug. And the fact that they did that, and the fact that they're treating it like a launch title in the sense of like, you know, the anniversary edition comes with Metal Slug, doesn't come with Garo, it doesn't come with Magician Lord or anything like that. Like I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I'm 100% with you. When I saw King of Fighters 2002, the first thing I thought to myself was like, okay, well, we're guaranteed there's gonna be a wave 2. Like if we would have got 98, and if Overtop would have been like maybe Baseball Stars 2, then I would have been like, ooh, this might be a one and done. Like this might be a one and done. What other games? What do we got? We got Twinkle's on there. Twinkle, I think, is a good one too. I think that's a smart choice. That's a very unique shmup like puzzler. We got Pulstar. Pulstar's a really good game, guys. Like that's a really, really good game. Yeah, you could have done Blazing Star. Yeah, you could have done what the hell is the Prehistoric Isle 2? You could have done something like that, but I don't think so. Like I really think, yeah, like I don't know. I really think it I don't know. It's just, I think they did a really good job with that. Like, I truly think they did a good job. And I'm with you. I think you're 100% right. Like, I really do think you're right that that's how they're going to do this. Like the next wave, the thing is like, what do you want to do for the next wave, guys? Like, do you do Metal Slug X? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you do Metal Slug X and then you do Metal Slug 3? Like, and then there's people like me who are like, But I would like OG Metal Slug 2. If I can overclock, which apparently you can, then it might fix all the slowdown. What's that? That take is so hot that YouTube held your comment until I approved it. What take? Okay. Oh, about the yeah. No other comments, no other things. Come on, people. Come on. We got 18 minutes. Gotta bounce. Unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. Well, thanks for popping by, man. I appreciate it. You can do Metal Slug 2 instead of X without the slowdowns. Yeah, you said it. I did say it. That's exactly what I said. Because like it's like X is not a bad game, not at all. X is a great game. It's just that like this is our one chance, man. This is our one chance to get everything. And that's kind of what hurts me too with like Cough, right? Like, oh man, you give me Cough 98, right? Dude, I don't want like I want them all. It's like Fatal Fury. Like you can't don't do that, man. Like I want Real Bout 2. I want, like you like that's the biggest problem that I'm foreseeing is like even if this thing is really successful, does like gangbusters, everything's like glorious, I'm still so nervous that we're going to get these massive gaps in the library that no one can afford. Go try, especially if you're like in the US or North America or even Europe, and you're getting like those original boxes with that like what do you say, layout of the boxes. Yeah, good luck. That's all I can say. You're gonna spend like $45,000 if you want Metal Slug 2, sort of thing. Like it's never gonna happen. It's just never gonna happen. In shipping, do you know if PlayOn is shipping games in a 6-unit box? Thinking of picking up 6 Metal Slugs sealed in a box. I did this with 8 men. I have 2 6-packs. I have no idea, man. No idea. I don't know what PlayOn. I have no idea what PlayOn is gonna do. I need Sam Show. Perfect. Okay, so hot take. Okay. I think we're getting it. I don't think we're getting Samurai Showdown special. I think that's what they're calling it, but I don't think that's what it is. Go check out the ESRB. If you go check out the ESRB, it's basically like blood and like extreme violence. That is not what the game should be rated. It should be rated T. It should not be rated M. So I'm wondering if all the fatalities and everything are back. And if that's the case, this could be the perfect version of Sam Show, which would be friggin' awesome. Because don't forget, we are getting the what is it called, the Scotland course in Neo Turf Masters or whatever the hell it's. I always forget what it's called here. Like now they don't want to screw up the PGA and stuff like that, like with licensing and trademarks and all this stuff. But the fact that they're taking like a Neo Geo CD game and they're bringing that to the AES, like that component that was exclusive, it's very interesting to me, because what that basically tells me is that they're touching the games, that they're not, this is not a simple like, oh, well, whatever, we're just going to do something fast. You're actually taking your time to tweak things. So I am really curious if Samurai Showdown is actually the perfect version. That would be super, super interesting. What's this? I would never be able to choose between Real Bout Special and Real Bout 2. They need to give us both. Dude, I know, man. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you know how annoyed I'm going to be if it's like on the shelf? Just me. I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna lose my friggin' mind just having like KOF 96, 98 and having 2002. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm just gonna totally lose my mind because I'm like, I can't see this every day. I need to see the others. And that's where things fall apart. Like the whole thing with the multiple waves and all of this, because if it is true that there were 30, and there may have been 30 early on, but I'm telling you that's changed now. This has gotten way too successful. There's no way. I would have been knocking on SNK's door literally 24 hours after the pre-orders had like, open, and I would have been like, we need to talk. We need to talk. And so I just like, how do you deal with that, right? So part of me was like, oh, maybe they'll do like a bundle, like an SNK bundle, a Metal Slug bundle. But then like, how do you do that, right? Like all of us, we're going to have like multiple copies. Just in my order, I got 2 copies of Metal Slug 1 on the way. So I've got the white one with the anniversary edition, and then I got the regular one with the ultimate edition. So like, I don't want another one. You know what I mean? Like if they do another bundle, but then what are you going to do? You're going to do a bundle with 2 like that. That doesn't, it just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense if they're going to release it like that. So that's the only sort of, that I'm not sure how they're going to get around that, right? Because you get, especially with the fighters, like you just said, like with Real Bout and all of that, like how the hell are you going to do that? Are you going to release like a Fatal Fury collection? And if you do that, do you add Garo into that collection like that? I don't know how that works. Slug 2 was unplayable in 2-player due to slowdown. Slug X fixed the problem and had a few other minor changes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Windjammers. Let's not talk about that. That's the one that I'm the most like, about, but we'll get there. Yeah, dude, like I want to try Canon. I want to try the overclocking feature. Like I really want to see how that works, because if I can play Metal Slug 2 with someone else here and we can go through it with like no slowdown, dude, that could be game changing. I know you can do all kinds of crap with emulators and stuff, but I never bothered with any of that stuff. What's this? Hey, Jared, remember the ultimate retro console that never was? The Coleco. Oh, God. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along. The Chameleon. Oh, my God. Yeah, moving right along. Feel like I'm getting a crash course on SNK and Neo Geo here. Well, Ludicrous, do you like that? Or am I boring you to tears? Hopefully I'm not boring you to tears. So now we come to the Give Me Windjammers. Oh, man. So you guys probably know or don't know this. Windjammers is actually one of my favorite games because it's basically Pong. Like, basically. And I've got that on the MVS. I'm pointing because my MVS games are all in a big bin thing here. They don't own the rights, and that's where things fall apart, right? Like that's where things fall apart. I reached over here. I'll do it again, just show and tell in case there's anyone new. So like this, right? You can't see, but this is Neo Drift Out, right? So Pixel Heart didn't do anything to this. They bought the rights from Visco, so they own the publishing rights to all these Visco games. We've got the Evercade Visco collection coming. Actually, that's coming out next, like in a few days, I think it is. But like that, right? That's all Pixel Heart. It's just like, it's all Pixel Heart published stuff because they own it. And like that is a perfect example, right? So like that game, I would prefer that game to Overtop, but like you can't, nothing you can do because like they don't own the rights to it. And because they don't own the rights to it, that's it, right? The thing is, I can't believe we still aren't hearing about Pixel Heart like opening publishing opportunities. And believe me, guys, I speak to a lot of bloody indie developers and stuff, and like no one has reached out to them. And it's weird. Like it's really, really weird that like nobody's Nobody's reaching out to be like, hey guys, like that. A perfect example. Go reach out to Pixel Heart and be like, hey guys, like we know you got the Visco license. Dude, there's so many Visco games that we would like on our platform. Are you down? We can mass produce them for you. You can use the SNK logos, which now they can't. They're not allowed to do that on any of their boxes. But you work with us and you can use the SNK logo. We're going to take a cut, of course. But yeah, it just sucks. Like, it really sucks. So Windjammers is one of those. It's one of those games that unfortunately they don't own the license to. But man, I just hope, I don't remember who owns the license right now, but I really hope they do some kind of re-release because that would be so awesome. Okay, if they're going to do that, a perfect Crosswords 2 with the actual CD sound on the cart will be awesome. I do have the homebrew on MVS, but the possibility of a perfect would be sick as hell. Dude, I actually just streamed that the other day, the new release that they just did. And it's perfect. Like, it's perfect. So I would love if they did that, because like I said, we know that they're touching the games. Like, we know that. So it's just how exactly are they tweaking them is what we don't know exactly. If I recall correctly, you said you will be talking to the Neofid guys. If you do, can you ask them if they're going to try to do anything to get the cost of Demons of Astaborg's dia? Yeah, okay. So they're going to come on the show next month. So what are we? August 25th. They're super swamped with the end of, well, it's not their Kickstarter, but their Kune Kune pre-order platform thingy. They were really busy with that. So I'm going to interview them in a little, like maybe in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. But I'm talking with them right now. So yeah, absolutely. What do we got? About the cost. Yeah. So like, this is the infamous thing, right? So everybody wants all these games, but nobody wants to pay the high cost. Now, some of them, I am with you guys all the way. Okay. Pixel Hearts re-releases is a good example. Why are those hundreds of dollars? I can get 150, 200. I can understand that. A lot of manufacturing stuff. The prices of chips keep going up, all that kind of stuff. But when you start to get into like $400, $500 for a re-release that you didn't tweak at all, no development costs, it's a bit interesting, if I do say so myself. I find that a bit interesting. Demons of Astaborg, though, there's a full-on, I mean, they're rebuilding the game for the Neo Geo, so I don't see any way that the price of that's gonna come down unless, like I say, PlayOn opens up some sort of publishing arrangement, but that is gonna get hyper confusing really quickly, because we have to remember, PlayOn licensed a certain number of games from SNK to manufacture for this platform. If they start to publish other people's games, well, how exactly does that work? Because PlayOn is not SNK. It's SNK's branding over everything. So does SNK also get a piece of the pie? That's why I don't think anyone's been like, like reached out to and stuff like that. I think it's because it's hyper confusing from a legal standpoint, because technically all PlayOn is doing is they're just a licensee. They're just taking something that existed and re-releasing it with obviously some minor tweaks being made here or there. Okay, you're not boring me. It just feels much of what you're talking about has had to be their moment to truly understand. Well, let me know about that. Like, I'm trying to give some context and history where I can. If I can. I'm trying. I got Flipshot from Pixel Heart. It's also a simple game. Have you tried it? If you like Windjammers, you might like that too. Flipshot. That's not, you got it from Pixel Heart, but isn't that a Pico game? Just give me a sec, guys. I'm just checking. Or no, it's not. Okay, it's not what I'm talking. It's not what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever played this. Okay. Simple game. Oh, let me check this out. Hold on. Flip shot pixel heart. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Yeah, like look at that, guys. Jeez, man. Ay, ay, ay. So here we go. Okay. So it's called Battle Flip Shot. I've not played this. 299 euros. That's like 500 bucks for a re-release that you didn't touch. I don't know, man. Like, I say that, but I still end up buying these things. Crazy. Windjammers, but thanks, dude. I'll check it out. I'm actually like I'm doing a consulting gig like right now, so just waiting for that money to come in. Should be in like maybe 4 weeks. And then I'm gonna pick up some of the other games that have been missing. Windjammers has been released one way or another. It has, but it's not the OG way, right? Like I want that on the shelf. So listen to me, damn it, guys, give me Windjammers. I have to look it up. I don't remember who actually owns the rights to that, but man, you think Pixel Heart could work with PlayOn and maybe release their games for 90 bucks? It would be great to have all. So, okay. Philippe, who's the owner of Pixel Art, this was really interesting. He basically was like, I can't do that for games that are already out, but I could do that for games that are not out. So Breaker's Revenge can't happen, but it could happen to Breakers. I thought that was really interesting. I've been bugging him. I've been bugging him for a while now, but like the guy is so busy. Like it's crazy. So I don't, because I would love to have him on the show as well. Talk a little bit about some of this. I agree on the excessive prices of re-releases. PlayOn $90 fine, but the 400 plus for Pixel Heart reissue is really steep. Yeah, that like again, like I mean, I totally appreciate. And guys, like we also have to understand, we don't know what he paid for those licenses. It's entirely possible he's paying off debt that the company issued to pay for those particular like the licenses. So it's entirely possible that the reason why he's charging so much is to pay down that original investment that he did. If that's the case, well, okay. If you like Windjammers and Flip Shots, try Bang Beat also. You guys are gonna make me broke. I'm gonna go broke. So yeah. No, very cool. I also been talking with the guys that made like Johnny, what is it, Johnny 16-bit or whatever it is. I've been talking to him a lot about the Neo Geo just games that they've developed, like their original properties, Cyborg Force and Captain Barrel. And I was asking him like, hey man, like I see a couple of these online. I'm like, let me know when you when you do another big one, another big run, because I would like to get in on this. I never picked those up when they were originally released, and it's nice to support the indie community, to have those on the shelf. We talked about NG Dev Team. I mean, I think I would double dip with those ones too. I think I would definitely double dip. I have their entire lineup, all 6 games on the MVS. I never picked them up on the AES, and I would love to do. I'd love to do that, but again, I think this whole discussion about pricing, I think is going to get a lot more intense once the AES is actually out. Once the AES Plus is out, I think more and more people are going to start to have that conversation. Hey, Moto, about like, I'm not paying, hundreds of dollars for a game when I can get Garo Mark of the Wolves, one of the best games ever, for 90 bucks. Like, up yours, sort of thing. I think that's going to happen. Yeah, dude, it's not for everybody. Cyborg Force is absolutely not for everybody. I streamed it maybe a month ago or so. I got absolutely pulverized. some of these indie games, like the quality of the release varies significantly. And in this particular case, with the folks that we're talking about, like you guys just watch me play Double Dragon, like it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And I've heard people say, well, I don't understand. How is this the same developer that did this other thing? Like, what the hell? And I think it all depends. You have to remember that they're like a 2-person team, and you also learn, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think that was their first game or one of their first games. And so I think it's like, like you learn as you go. I try my best to support as many of, I kind of support everything, but I would love, like, I love trying to support them, even if the game is not really my taste. Like a lot of the puzzle games and stuff are not really my sort of thing, but I try to support them because like they're the only ones keeping this thing going, right? Like that's kind of why I do that. You think we could get a Sonic platformer? I think we could get anything. The scrolling tech on the Neo Geo is what made it awesome, right? Like being able to take sprites and bring them in and out. And that's why I was saying earlier, I think the a racing game would be incredible. Like to have with all the scaling and the backgrounds, like I think you could do something real like an outrun on the Neo Geo. I think it'd be incredible. What I find extremely visual appealing is Necropop, but I'm so fed up with pre-orders that are a year in the future if I'm lucky. Okay, so those guys, Nalua is a different ball game. Okay, so indie developers, if you had like a map, they all live in different sort of quadrants, right? So you've got, I really like Bitbeam Cannon, Mike, and all those guys, really nice guys. But their focused target platform for a lot of things like the Mega Drive or the Genesis. Does that make them a worse developer on the Neo Geo? Hell no. And they're still going to use the Neo Geo's ability, but you're not going to get a completely different, you're not going to get like a completely different like game, if you know what I mean. Like they're going to make it for the platforms, going to have like the sprite counts and all of that you would expect on the Neo Geo. But what's different with like Nalua as an example is that the target platform is the Neo Geo. There are no other platforms. Like they're making Neo Geo games as if SNK was still around. That's their mission. If you guys don't know that, that is absolutely their mission. And so I have a very close relationship with these guys now. I am one of the only people in the world who has not only played Necropop, but I actually know what their third game is, and I'm not telling you. No, that's not nice. But you'll be very excited. You guys will be very, very excited. It's actually going to be announced before the Tokyo Game Show. Now, Alex sometimes changes his mind with like pre-orders, like Necropop. Okay. One of you was just saying about where the hell was it? Where was it? The year in advance. Oh yeah. So Glock. They weren't originally going to have Necropop be available for pre-order. That wasn't the original plan. But I think people like me ended up ruining Christmas because when I saw it, so I saw Necropop about, I think it was like a week before it was publicly available. It's how I had the trailer like minute one, like type of thing. We're doing the same thing for this new third game. But I basically told them that I was like, guys, you're really onto something. I'm like, you might suck at marketing, and that's them saying that. Like they're always like, we're not the best at marketing. And I was like, dude, let me help you. I will scream this game from like the highest hills. Like it's fantastic, guys. It's not just the way it looks, and I'm not sponsored. I don't work for these guys. I'm just a fan. Project COE is entirely funded by me. It's not like I don't have sponsorships. I don't have any of that crap. So I can tell you wholeheartedly, it is phenomenal, like phenomenal. The motion, the animation. If you guys look up who is working on this game when you get it and you beat the game and you look at the credits, you won't believe the resume. That, like, I promised them I wouldn't talk about some of these things, but I can just tell you guys that, like, they're working with some of the best in the world at, like, animation, pixel art stuff. Like, it's unreal. I currently have been playing the TGS demo. I've been helping them beta test it, sort of thing, like, just, and I can tell you, I already told them that I was like, I like, I'll buy another copy. Like, it's so good. And I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I'm actually the first person in the world to pre-order it, because they gave me everything in advance so that I could have the trailer ready. I could put all the links, for where you guys could get the game and stuff like that. As soon as they did that, I pre-ordered the game instantly. And Alex ended up calling me like America, Mike, another Mike, ended up reaching out and was like, Jared, what the hell? He's like, Alex just called me and was like, someone already, like, bought the game. Like, what the hell? And I was like, yeah, man, it's me. Because, like, I was just so impressed. So impressed. How about some other homebrew games? Last Hope, Crowdbuster, etc. Dude, it's all going to come down to play on. They have to figure out how do they do this. Because on the Neo Geo, it was SNK that was the publisher. You released your games through SNK, but now SNK has licensed out specific games, the hardware, whatever, to PlayOn. But PlayOn can't just use SNK's, logo and stuff like that on brand. Like, it's complicated. It's really, I know it might not seem it, but trust me, it is complicated. I'm already saving money for the Lua game. That's okay. So it's definitely being announced before TGS. That I already have the trailer, trailer. I already have assets. Let's put it that way. But what I was saying about Alex earlier, sometimes changing his mind, like, they're not supposed to have the pre-order up now. It's not supposed to. Don't kill the messenger here if that doesn't happen, because the game is a 2028 release. So Necropop it will be done in November, December latest. What you guys may not know is Vengeance Hunters was pretty much on the same schedule. It released right at Christmas, and Alex and his wife were building the games themselves by hand on Christmas Day to get them out to, me, like people like me who had bought the game. And Alex was like, I'm not doing that to my wife again. So he's like, we're going to have the Christmas holidays. We're going to have the New Year's, and the first week back, I'll start building all the carts. So it will definitely ship in January. Like, there's no question. The game is pretty much done from what I've been told. So, I mean, amazing. Do you know why Nalua sells it through Terra Onion shop? That shop is very unpopular in Germany. Poor service, zero comms, and other bad experiences. Okay. I'm not them. So take what I'm saying, not with a grain of salt. I don't think that's fair. I'm not lying to you guys, but, like, my information is like half. So they used, if I'm right, they used to sell the stuff directly, if I'm not mistaken, like from the Nalua shop, website, whatever, you could pre-order their games directly. That's how I got Vengeance Hunters. And I don't know what happened. Something happened with whoever they were using as their distributor, because they switched to Terra Onion, and I don't know why. But you know that Nalua, you guys know, right? That Nalua are the SD Pro guys, right? The Neo SD. Like, you guys know that's actually Alex that came up with all of that. So if you don't know that, it's all him. But my understanding is just like they were doing like their own thing, and whatever the provider they were using was really bad. Like me with Vengeance Hunters, I was like, F this. I'm not doing like traditional pre-orders because I had heard something similar, like they weren't the best, like not Nalua, but who they were dealing with. And so I waited until their Discord, someone mentioned like I think it was America, which is Mike, had basically said, okay, guys, like we're right at the end. Like it's going to happen like next week. I put my pre-order in that day and I'm probably the luckiest person because I got it like from the point I pre-ordered it to the point it was in my hands was like 2 weeks. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah. So Necropop is awesome. I mean I can tell you I've played it. It's phenomenal. And the third game, you guys are gonna be stoked. You're gonna be really stoked once that's announced. Obviously, I'll be doing videos about that. I'm already talking with Mike. We're trying to coordinate like how this is gonna go because I am getting a reputation as being, you know, quite the Neo Geo pusher type of thing. And so he was just telling me, was like, yeah, man, like this is like we'll give you the exclusive thing so you can be one of the first in the world to show it to people. I'm begging them to let me show you guys Necropop. I really want to stream that for you guys. I'm hoping they'll let me stream the TGS demo. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, like I'm not going to break any trust. Like these guys are absolutely awesome. They're one of my favorite developers, period, right now. I mean, we've got a beat 'em up. We've got, I don't know what they're calling it, an Arcadevania, and we got coming. That's 3 genres. That's awesome. Like really, really awesome. And yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to talk to you guys all about this. Even Mike from Bitbeam Cannon, he was like, oh, do you want to see the new playable character for Damon Claw? I was like, hell yeah. It's just really cool. Like, I like that I'm getting more and more of a relationship with all of these people. Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What's this? 476 for the Neo Geo. I would love to get it for AES Plus, but that is insane. What is 476, man? Necro? I don't know. I don't know what the... I don't know. I'm sure you're talking about one of the indies. So one of the things, just ping me. Let me know, Hadouken, what the 476 is. We can talk about a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna have to go soon. I've got to, like I said, I got to go cook my dinner soon. But we can talk about the pricing more if you'd like. So let's talk about that. So if we take our egos and we take our, you know, let's say we know nothing. If you look at this from a business standpoint, how many people own today a Neo Geo AES? Like, how many people do you think actually own a Neo Geo AES? Keep in mind, there is no AES Plus. That doesn't exist. Take that out of this equation. So right now you're looking at how many people actually own an AES in 2026 that are still actually buying video games. Now, keep in mind, this is an industry where the average game, what would you say, Glock? 2,000? 3,000? 4,000 is the average game. That is what it's going to, like if you get an AES right now, there's maybe 5-6 games that will cost you under hundreds of dollars, like hundreds with like plural with an S. So, you know, if you're looking at that, so you have to think of that, right? So your market is whatever that number is, right? However, whatever it is. Is it 10,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 2,000? Is it 1,000? I mean, you go to the, oh, hey, Joe. You go to the different message boards and stuff like that. Like, guys, even us, like all of us on here, we are the vocal minority, like by far, right? Like, and that's just a subset of a subset of a subset of a subset. of the people that are watching this right now on the chat, how many of you actually own an AES? It's probably like 5 people on the like on the chat. So what does this have anything to do with the pricing? Okay. When you are a Neo Geo developer, such as Nalua, remember what I said earlier, right? You are working with some of the best in the world. I'm telling you, look the names up. Take a look at Vengeance Hunters, buy it on Steam, play through it, and take a look at who worked on this game. And it is insane. So we have an install base of maybe, just put like, whatever, like maybe 5,000. I don't even know. It's so microscopic. So it's this tiny subset of ultra nice, Trevor. Well, there we go. Maybe you guys are the 5 that I just said. So you got this subset of like this small little group. You are working with some of the best developers in the world, like at their field, like pixel artists, stuff like they are some of the best in the whole world that are working with you. A lot of them are doing it for free. They're not making any money off of this whatsoever. Production alone costs about 100 to 120 US dollars. That's for the physical, like for the plastics, the boards, the whatever. So if we go up to the 476, reduce that by at least 100 to 120. So let's play devil's advocate, just put it at 100. So that, which is not, that's BS, because with the printing and everything, Sasha was going over it with me, it's way more than that, but whatever. Let's just say you could do it. So that's $376 if we were to say that. Why is it $376, right? So if you look at the economics, like do the math. If the most I can sell realistically is going to be about 500 copies at most, even that for an indie release would be an absolute victory. Like victory. There's a reason these pixel heart games say like out of 300, a batch of 300. Some others are even lower. Everybody loves to talk about NG Dev Team. NG Dev Team was like, they forget, but like their original game had like 60 copies that were made. That's where the prices come from. It's simple mathematics. It's because you can't sell that many because your install base is just so microscopically small. Now, of course, this is where you're like, yeah, but Jared, you just said that the AES Plus was this resounding success, but was it? That's the thing I keep challenging. And listen, guys, I'm a giant, look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the smallest Neo Geo merch in history. I'm a huge Neo Geo fan, but I'm also not stupid with like with business, right? Like I have my own startup. I'm a businessman. Like that's what I do in the real world. And I can just tell you that like it's not realistic. If you're only going to make 100, like 200 sales, they should be charging us almost $1,000 for these games, but they know that people, they're not going to do that. They'll pay $1,000 for Metal Slug, but they're not going to pay $1,000 for Necropop because Necropop is not Metal Slug, right? Like it's a brand new property, a brand new thing. So that was way longer than it should have been for me to just say it's really about like the economies of scale or the lack thereof. You have to think that if I'm only going to be able to manufacture 100 of something like this stupid controller, right? Do you know how much this would cost to manufacture if I went to them and said like, oh, I need 100 of these? they're going to laugh in my face. They're going to be like, okay, that'll be $200 for all the mechanical stuff and whatever. And then you're going to have to sell it for a certain amount to recoup all your dev costs and stuff like that. It's really that. It's truly, it's that simple. And the thing is, like, even with the AES Plus, we don't know how successful it is. Everybody keeps saying, oh, it's so successful. It's so successful. It's just so successful. But what the hell does that mean? Did it sell 10,000 units, 15,000 units, 150,000 units, 10.5 million? Did it just outsell the Switch 2? Like, we have no idea. It could have, it's entirely possible it could have sold 10,000 units. And that was like a worldwide resounding success for them. If that's the case, those indie games are going to stay at around 500 a game. It's just, unfortunately, you know, it's really unfortunate. Joe, what they were talking about, man, they were talking about, I asked a question of how many how many owners of an AES are there today that are still actively purchasing games? What is the size of that market? Because that's your total, well, not even addressable market, but that's like the total market. And then from that, you have to look in and say, like, okay, how much like of that is my subset, right? Because, like, let's say you release a shmup. How many people want a shmup compared to, say, like a platformer, or compared to, say, a beat 'em up? So now you're looking at that global audience that I have, and you're like, well, how many of those can I actually sell to? Because it's not going to be many, right? And I know all kinds of folks that love the Neo Geo, but they don't support indies because they're like, nah, those aren't real games, which that's full of crap. But, you know, okay, what do we got? So yeah, those are the 5 of us. There you go. Congrats, guys. You're the 5 on the that own one. Demons of Astaborg DX sold 42 AES. Yeah, well, there you go. Thanks, dude. That proves exactly what I'm saying. At 42 copies of a pre-order, and that's the cheapest it'll ever be, right? Like, then when they release it on their website and stuff like that, tack on another 50 euros or 40 euros, and there you go. But what I can tell you, just got to look around. Where my cat went? What I can tell you guys is that there isn't a single developer in this world that wants to charge you $476 for Necropop. No one wants to do that. It's why they get so hurt when people are like, oh, you're a bunch of crooks, you're criminals, you're this, you're that, you're everything else. That actually hurts these guys, because they're like, what do you want us to do? Like, we can't sell. This is not the Nintendo Switch. You know, there's not like hundreds of millions of people that own this device. At most, you're going to get like 40, 50 people around the world who are going to buy your game, you know? Oh, dude. 8-Man, are you the 8-Man? Are you like, when I say 8-Man, like, are you the 8-Man? The one like on the Neo Geo boards that years ago posted the collection and made me and everyone else on the planet super jealous? I'm curious. Dude, well, thanks, man. How the hell did you hear about me? I'm a nobody. You're a legend in the friggin' community. Awesome, dude. Like, just so you know, I've been jealous of you for 20 years. Like, I've been, I joined the boards. I joined the boards like, God, I don't know, 20 something years ago. And, yeah, your set, man, is 1 in a million. Do you still have it the same way, or have you like renovated? Because that was many years ago now. Yeah, like I would love to know if you still have that same sort of layout that you had. That was really cool. I don't know if the thumbs up is saying yes you do, or if you're now I'm like, we're in the we're in like the presence of royalty here. You don't realize who this guy is if you don't know. If you don't know, so Ape Man is like one of the OG folks, like Kazuna Encounter, for example. I believe he's like, I think there's 3 copies that exist, and he has one of them. I apologize if I'm wrong, but yeah, so he's the guy. If you guys want to check out like what he's talking about, go to the Neo Geo boards or message boards, whatever, and just put like Ape Man collection Neo Geo. It's pretty amazing, man. It's really it's really something. Like it's awesome. Like kudos, man. Seriously, like no joke, man. That's pretty awesome. Like I'm really humbled that you watched the stuff and you enjoyed the chat. I really, that's awesome, man. Nice. Well, thanks, dude. Like honestly, I'm kind of, I'm gonna start blushing. I'm really I am a nobody compared to you. Really cool, dude. Honestly, thanks for coming by. That's really cool. What was this? How much was it in US dollars for Double Dragon 1? Well, technically, what is he, Anthony? Anthony, technically it's up to you. If you go to itch.io or whatever, you put Double Dragon 1, just make sure you get from Ozzy and Johnny. If you pick that up, if you go and do that, it's one of these things where you like donate. So if you want to be a douche, you could just get it for free. You can get it for $1, you can get it for $10, you can give them 20,000 if you want. But yeah, there was no. Okay, so I have to be careful here because like I like these guys. I consider some of these indies like my friends, and I don't want to, let's just say there's no such thing as an official release of Double Dragon 1. It was never, because it's an unlicensed game. Any physical copy basically falls into what is referred to as a bootleg, even though, yeah, I'll just leave it there. So what I recommend, go download the game from itch.io. They get all the money from that. If you buy anything physical, they don't get anything. So I always recommend people do that. If you have like a Neo SD or one of those flash cards, you can always use that to play the game. You can play it on emulator like I just did right now. And yeah. So what's this? I love my dad, but I wouldn't mind you adopting me. I'm very humbled, Ape Man. Seriously. I saw the name. I think you left a comment, didn't you, earlier? Yeah, you left a comment earlier. Yeah, you were the one. Okay, about the shipping. Do you know if Play On is shipping games? Yeah, I didn't. He's okay. I just saw the name and I was like, oh, I guess I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't realize. Well, I can, Ape Man, I can confirm that the adapter though does work. That I can. Well, I think I already mentioned that it does work. I'm humbled. I'm so humbled that you actually joined this. That's super cool, man. See now, guys, that's what I call a legit fan, like a hardcore fan. If you're in a place where you can afford to, pick up some of these games, I have so much respect for people that keep going. He's one of those guys. Like, it would be awesome to meet you one day, because like I'm sure we could talk like crazy. I'm like that for like Saturn. I could never afford on the Neo Geo the AES. That's why I went the MVS route. I own a ton of MVS games because of that. I just couldn't. It was out of my, it was out of my my wheelhouse. I simply could not afford that. But on the Sega Saturn, I'm very similar to that, like in the sense of a lifetime fan. So like any indie stuff that gets out, I'll pick up like pretty much everything on the Saturn. But I have so much respect for folks that do that, like that are passionate about a platform and they stick with it. Guys, I'm not joking. I joined those message boards a gajillion years ago. This channel, like as Project COE, I don't even know, probably 10, 15 years ago, I joined the boards as that. I don't even remember. It's been so long, but like knowing that someone from that long ago was like building up their collection and like doing their thing, and then still to all this, you know, all these years later, still's at it. I think that's so awesome, man. Like kudos to you for real. Aside from my Game Boy Pal full set, I still have a good 1,000 Mickey Mouse comics. Take that. Congratulations. That's awesome. Man, that's so cool. That's so cool. Man, I have had some crazy guests over the last little while, man. Like from the forums to the project street. Yeah, small world indeed. Purchased the game locally from eBay, and when I told him who I was, he dropped and bowed in front of me. All he asked is if he could come to my house and play DOJ. That's awesome, dude. That's really awesome. Honestly, guys, like no joke, like this guy has like the collection. That's pretty cool. I'm really happy to hear that you kept the same layout, because it was really nice. That was a really nice setup. And my God, I think you posted that, no joke, like 20, 25 years ago, you posted that. That's so crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's so crazy. I think that's a perfect way to end this off, guys. Like we've been at this now for how long has it been? A couple hours for sure. I got to go cook my dinner. 8-Man, thank you. Thank you for popping by. That was really cool, dude. Like seriously, really cool. And for all of you guys, thank you so much for the chat, everyone, for joining. It was a real blast. I love doing these. You guys are absolutely awesome. And yeah, so I think I'm going to try and come back, do another stream, maybe probably on Friday. That's what I'm thinking. And considering we're on this sort of phase with Neobite, I might maybe I'll grab like Captain Barrel, or we'll do another one of their other, you know, their other games. So thanks everyone for coming. I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys rock. I do this just for this. This was amazing, man. I really enjoy. Thank you all so much. Yeah, 8-Man, if you ever want to come on the show, I'd love to have you talk about the Neo Geo. That would be super cool. If you don't know, I do developer interviews and stuff like that. But for you, it could be pretty awesome to have a talk of like the best Neo Geo collection in the world. That would be really something. Okay, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will catch you all in the next video.